You see, what you and the other pedestrian-minded inhabitants of this island will not do is look at the undeniable evidence that this species is the cause of all of our problems. The evidence being... Well, firstly, they have segregated themselves from us and created a ghetto where we have been made unwelcome. That is an act of hostility. I want to point out that they haven't created anything. They have always been there, but I'm practicing tact and diplomacy. Secondly, they carry the virus. Feline transitional gene. Quite. They are trying to infect everyone, make us all like them, and they will have their way too if we don't fight back. I bite my tongue and resist telling him that it is far more likely that they are not trying to infect anyone. They simply want to live and let live. They probably don't even understand the effect their body fluids have on other species. Thirdly, it should be obvious to everyone that they have made no attempts whatsoever to learn our language. If they were congenial towards us, they would surely have tried to communicate with us by now. I try to keep my voice admissible. I know how frustrating it is when you can't make yourself understood, Major. Very frustrating. I'm glad you see that, Drac. At least I have one ally in all of this. Maybe now is the time to strike. You know what, Major? I'll bet that with your superior intellect and my research skills, we might be able to find a way to learn their language. I hold my breath. Why on earth would we want to do that? To communicate. Have you lost your mind, Drac? To say nothing of your sense of smell? Huh? I doubt they have anything worthwhile to communicate. They are no more to us than an insect under a microscope. Oh, alright. I think this game is trying to tackle, segregation and possibly racism here. And, older generation versus new generation. And I'm not sure how I feel about all that. So I'm gonna take a quick pause. Whew. Okay. Oh. The smell, however, that is rather overpowering. Shall we call it a day here and go somewhere where the air is more pleasant for our lunch? I'm feeling very uncomfortable now, and I want to get away to think. Actually, Major, I have to get back. I'm on feeding duty today. If you like, I could put something by for you. Very well. I shall call by the mess tent later. And when I say him and Snooty Booty are kind of a lot alike, and it's weird that they're the first two cats I try to romance. So, as I make my way back to camp, I can't help feeling I ought to have handled this differently. I wonder if honesty may have made more progress with Floof. Diplomacy just feels like pandering to him, really. That is a solid point. Okay. Yeah. We'll change our strategy next time. Because sometimes people just need to be corrected. But the problem is sometimes they don't always take that correction well. So it's hard. I've decided to catch up on some rest and relaxation, like the professor keeps telling me to, so I've come down to the jetty where Zane usually sits. Today isn't a delivery day, and as I was hoping, he's nowhere in sight. I sit with my legs dangling over the edge and take out my sketchbook and pencils. I haven't done this in ages. It's so peaceful. Excuse me, it's so peaceful. I could get lost in my own little world when I'm drawing. I tried doing a couple of landscapes. The mountain range in the distance, the trees of the forest, but nothing is really grabbing me. Then, as I'm daydreaming, staring into the water, I notice the patterns that the ripples form on the surface. They're unusual, I suppose because of the magnetic pole. The effect is beautiful. I end up sitting for over an hour just trying to capture it on my page. Alright, so we can't do research because then we'll have to leave the island. So let's do another recon, I think. No, but I ran out of recons to do. Yeah. Alright, so I kind of have to do romance now. More alone time with Floofybutt. Oh boy. We've been walking for ages, Major. I don't have much longer before they'll expect me back. Almost there. It needs to be as close to the danger zone as possible to deter snoopers. Few cats and even fewer humans come this far out, which ensures that my deposits are safe. Deposits? This is an act of trust, you understand? I believe that our recent disagreement and resulting reconciliation has made our bond of camaraderie stronger than ever, and I would like to solidify our reunion with the sharing of something quite private and important to me. I feel slightly awkward and mumble incoherently in response. Yes, well, that's what's past is past. Water under the bridge and all that. I am delighted, though, that you have reviewed and modified some of your stronger opinions, Major. Updated your maps, so to speak. Indeed, though for the record, I'm still uneasy about the elders, but I grant that finding a way to speak with them might provide more insight than I'd assumed. Well, we really are on the same page now. We really are on the same page now, Major. We come to a halt. I can smell the pungent scent of the elder cats. I've not been this close to them since that first night, and it makes me uncomfortable, but I feel surprisingly reassured to be with Floofybutt. This is it. You must be completely silent now, so you will have to cease that unattractive sound you're making. I'm out of breath, Major. I can't help it. What I'm about to show you has taken a long time and a lot of effort on my part. If anyone else should get wind of its whereabouts, or even its essence. Yes, okay, Major, I get it. I swear in the most prestigious of pinky promises that I will not utter a word to anyone about whatever I see today. Floofybutt seems satisfied and makes an effort to straighten himself out before motioning towards a large tree. Ahem. This, my dear, is my treasure. Oh, my goodness, what a handsome tree you have there, Major. Very tall and proud looking. Congratulations. Oh, for goodness sake, come over here. Floofybutt leads me around the enormous tree to its hidden side, which has a large hollow in it that looks like it leads to a tunnel. Good God, man! Are you digging an escape route out of here? What on earth are you twittering about? Use your eyes more and your mouth less, my dear. I love how everyone calls the scientist, regardless if boy or girl, dear, and it's kind of funny and weird, but I like it. I noticed then that hidden in the dark recess of the tree is the outline of a large object which my eyes won't allow me to see clearly. What is it, Major? Don't be shy, Drac. Get in there and have a proper look. I have no choice but to crawl into the cavity for closer inspection. I run my fingers over the item and deduce that it's made out of old, splintering wood and has cold metal adornments on either side. I use them to drag it out of the tree, and in the half light, I am somewhat unsurprised to see that it is an old-fashioned treasure chest. I would expect nothing less from the Major. Ooh, that's a cool picture. Floofybutt is looking at me expectantly. Well, open it, my dear. You needn't worry about the lock. It's quite broken. I do as instructed. Oh, my giddy aunt. That's okay. Major, how on earth? The chest is full to the brim with all sorts of shiny things. Jewelry, gems, coins, trinkets, ornaments, baubles, and all manner of curios. Floofybutt lets out a low laugh. Allow me to regale you, human, with my vast adventures and conquests. I settle down and allow the Major's voice to wash over me as I play with some items of frippery from the chest. Ah, that coin you're holding. There's a very interesting story attached to that. Do you know how old it is, Drac? I do believe the date on it should still be legible. I remember the night I found it. I'd gone for a walk along the beach. It was blustery and dark. I feel for the first time how exhausted I am. The walk has sapped me of all my energy. And as I fought with the elements, I look ahead and notice the sky is much darker. I'm laying down, although I don't remember doing so. Valiant and victorious to thunderous applause! I hear a low grumbling sound. Thunder? And a flashing behind my now closed eyes. Surely it's a storm, but there's no rain. That's odd. No wet. Just warm and dry and hard to breathe. And I bellowed defiantly, "You cannot have them!" But the mulers were already encircling. I should really get up now. Oh, it seems my eyes won't open. That's a pity. As I bit into the still beating heart. I do believe I'm paralyzed. That is a shame! Oh, I guess I'm paralyzed. Oh well. I try to move my fingers. Nope. They're not listening to me. Oh, what the hell? Oh my gosh, I'm Flurryburt? What? Am I in a high dream? Wake up. We have to get you out of here this instant. Up you get. That's it. Come on. As I come to, the world looks dark and distorted. I must be walking because trees are passing my line of vision. My hands hurt. I look down at them, and they are pressed firmly to the earth, one moving in front of the other. I must be crawling? I don't know how much time has passed, but I wake up on the sand. I inspect my blistering hands. Floofybutt is sitting next to me, facing the sea. Did I dream all that? Oh, you're awake. No, I'm afraid you weren't dreaming. What happened? It was my fault. I took you too close to the danger zone. In your current state, you couldn't handle it. In my current state? Your feline transition is still in its early stages. It seems to be progressing particularly slowly on you. So, I'm still very vulnerable to the effects of the Elder territory? Quite. How is foolish. I didn't think. I was too interested in myself, my stories, my treasure, to protect you properly. Please forgive me. Aww. He sounds really sincere though, so... It's okay, I think. Oh, it's okay, Major. Don't upset yourself. I had a lot of fun until the whole blackout thing. Floofybutt looks genuinely pleased. Really? I have been told I am a very good raconteur? One of the best. How much did you hear? I'm sorry? How many of my anecdotes did you hear before you succumbed? I'd be happy to repeat anything you missed. Oh, no, really, Major. I'm fairly certain I heard them all. Well, if you're quite sure. I am. And besides, I think I have a migraine coming on. Well, in that case, you must allow me to nurse you until you are fully recovered. Okay, Major. It's a deal. Major? Yes? Why do I have earrings in my hair? I had to pelt you with jewelry to get you to wake up. Of course. If you don't mind, Major, I think I need to get back to sleep. I lay back down on the warm sand and curl into a ball. I'll be here when you wake up. I drift off and dream that I'm a cat. I'm surprised he didn't, like, jump on him or sit on him or just, like, whack him with his paw. Now he was just like, let me pelt jewelry at you. One more romance, I guess? I don't know what else to do. I have nothing to do in recon. I don't know if that means I fucked up. Oh, it tells you how to unlock. Complete your Recon 5. Chapter 5. Chapter 4. Chapter 2. 3. Recon 8. Chapter 2. Called 3. A gift from Floofybutt. Ah. Kibbles. McMurphy. Trixie. Secret gift. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. Okay. I guess let's just keep romancing, because I don't know what else to do. Hey, Floofybutt, sup? Hi, Zoe. Sorry, you're... Oh, now the chest is out. I rushed out to the forest on Floofybutt's insistence that I meet him at the location of his treasure chest. After the incident, we called on McMurphy and Kibbles to help us drag it to a new spot, further away from the Elder territory. Major, are you okay? I was in the middle of preparing lunch when I received your urgent summons. Quite. I was pawing through my collection just now and couldn't help but reflect upon some of our adventures. Oh, so you dragged me away from the kitchen to reminisce? Indeed, I have grown rather fond of our expeditions together. I do seem to find more unique articles when you accompany me. You've trained me well, Major. Any advancement I've made in the treasure hunting field is entirely thanks to you. Yes, I mean, no. You have a natural ability. Rather impressive. You flatter me, Major. Not at all. I'm a fair cat, and it is my belief that good work deserves just reward. Reward? Indeed, and so I felt it would only be right to let you keep an item from my inventory. Ah, that's what I was talking about. So that you may start a collection of your own. That's too kind of you, Major. I'm touched. Yes, well, let's have a look, shall we? You may choose whatever you like, my dear. Absolutely anything. I peered into Floofybutt's treasure chest. All the gems and bits of precious metal sparkle and glint in the sunlight. I gently move some of the more bijou trinkets out of the way and dig deep for the good stuff. Wow. I grasped a red gem almost the size of my fist. I wonder if it's a ruby, but before I can begin to examine it, Floofybutt has swiped it away with his paw. No idea what that is doing there. I think I see how this is going to go. Anything else, Jack? Whatever you like. How about this? I untangle a string of pearl, creamy and iridescent, clearly very good quality, even to my untrained eye. Floofy looks uncomfortable. Yes, they are rather special, aren't they? I do have a particular fondness for them. Oh, he's a classic hoarder. He's gotta keep all the stuff to himself, even though he's like, oh yeah, pick anything. But actually, no, don't just pick whatever you want. I let him off the hook as my eye catches sight of something dull and cheap looking. Major, what on earth is this? The filthy bottle sticks out like a sore thumb amongst the shiny baubles Floofy usually likes to collect. Oh, that! Heavens, I forgot all about that thing. It might suit you. If you shake it, you will hear something rattling about in there. I do believe it contains a note or a script of some kind. He's selling it to me. Silly, really. I did get it in my head to find a way to open that bottle, but the cork is wedged in tight. I choose this to start my collection, Major, because you're a cheapskate, and you will not let me pick anything else. Really? That old thing? But I could tell he's absolutely delighted. Yes, and I have an idea how to open it. Go on, you have my attention. I whip off my apron and loosely wrap it around the bottle, then smash it unceremoniously against the side of a tree. Good gracious, Drac, how lively of you. I have a feeling the real treasure is this. Zoe. I carefully picked the parchment from amongst the shards of glass and cast a cursory eye over the faded scribbles. A genuine message in a bottle. This could fill in so many blanks about the history of this place. A piece of paper? Oh, Major, this is not just a piece of paper. This is better than anything I could have hoped for. Well, if that's what you deem to be treasure, then please be my guest. Thank you so much, Major. I grinned from ear to ear. I must go now, though. I'm late for lunch duty. I excitedly kissed Floofybutt on his furry head before dashing back to base. Yes! Yes! New unlocks! Recon 13! Hey! We can do something other than romance now. Really? Alright, let's do this recon. I think it's time to take a look at the message in the bottle that Floofybutt found. The ink is surprisingly well preserved. The only obstacle to my understanding of this letter is deciphering the scrawling scribble. Some words I can make out. Punished, God, and presumably the signature at the bottom. Bill. I can make out some other words, but they appear to be badly misspelled, or possibly not even English, but some other hybrid language. Maybe colloquial? I spent an hour or two, though it feels much longer, attempting to translate each character and syllable into my notepad. I obsessively write and rewrite words until a sentence takes shape, and I am eventually left with something quite legible. Once I am satisfied that each word is correct and each sentence has meaning, I read it through from beginning to end. To whoever finds this bottled message, we have been cursed. We be judged for our sins. We wrecked on the rocks. I couldn't tell you where we be, but I think it is hell. The cats, they are everywhere, and they won't forgive us. They know what we done. My guts burned for food. I had no choice. I had to eat. I regret it now. God help me, I do. Now I am cursed, and the boys are too. The cats are eating us slowly from the inside. It burns more than hunger. It burns me rotten. They stare at me all the time with their yellow eyes. They know what we've done. They are getting retribution. Justice. God help me. I pray for death. If you find yourself in the path of the infinite island, turn back. Don't do what we've done. Leave them. This is their island. I need my little Lucy to know I love her. I am sorry, Petal. Bill. I read it again, and then again, but it seems the more I read it, the less it makes sense to me. I wonder if reading aloud might help me to understand, like in school. We have been cursed. We be judged for our sins. We wrecked on the rocks. So, their ship crashed, and they survived. I'm not sure if they're very lucky or very unlucky. The cats won't forgive us. I had to eat. I had no choice. What I assume is that they ate some cats. And now the other cats are pissed, and therefore eating them from the inside out. My skin prickles with goosebumps. Who knows what lengths anyone might go to in order to survive. I'm sure I'm capable of a lot more than I'd like to believe. Sat here in the comfort of my tent, but this? My stomach turns at the thought of it. I think I understand what Bill means, but the next part is less clear and still more disturbing. They're eating us from the inside. Like food poisoning? The thought of that is bad enough. I've eaten a few dodgy prawns in my time. I shudder at the memory, but I can't help thinking he means something else. Something worse. Surely the place Bill is talking about is here. This island. The Infinite Island. I've never heard anyone refer to this place as the Infinite Island before. Most people call it Cat Island or the Verloren Island, formerly. Perhaps this crew were the first humans to step foot on this place. How long have the cats been here anyway? This letter seems to be at least 100 years old, and the cats were pretty well established then by the sound of things. The cats in this note must be the elders. I suddenly feel another pain of sympathy for Bill and the crew. I know how frightening the elders can be. I decide not to tell Floofybutt about the contents of his gift. It would only add to his paranoia. I instead promise myself that I will look into this further another time. Alright, we maxed on recon. Time to... Oh wait, I gotta rest first. Then we'll max out romance. Then finish up on research. And then we're done with the game. Well, with this chapter, I should say. Now, let me see. Is that everything I need? I refer to my mom's recipe. Nana's original granola, amended by Mum. Large rolled oats for 4 mugs. Pumpkin seeds, half a mug. Sesame seeds, half a mug. Sunflower seeds, half a mug. Walnuts, roughly chopped, handful. Flaked almonds, half a mug. Pecans, roughly chopped, handful. Oh gosh, it's a long thing. Dried apricots, dried cherries or cranberries, banana chips, sunflower oil, cinnamon, salt, honey, coconut shavings. Oh wait, did I forget to order the coconut? I rummaged about it in the supply box that arrived this morning. until my hands find the bag they're searching for. Phew, coconut shavings are a necessity. Wait, even if I had forgotten them, on an island with an abundance of fresh coconuts. Still getting used to the island life. I set the oven to 150 degrees Celsius and leave it to heat up while I measure out the rolled oats. I have quadrupled the quantity so that, hopefully, it will last the whole summer. It seems vast compared to how much I make at home, but it would be disastrous if I ran out. Homemade granola is an absolute essential. I mix the dry ingredients, oats, nuts, seeds, and spices, together in a large bowl, and then I add the wet, honey and sunflower oil to form a golden, moist consistency. I've actually added a splash more oil than suggested. The mixture was feeling a bit drier than usual. Next, I spread it evenly on a baking tray lined with parchment, partly to save the washing up, and whack it in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes, okay? Checking often because the seeds tend to burn quicker than I expect. The smell always drives me crazy. Toasty, warm, homey. I miss my mom. Once done, I add the fruit as it dries and cools, and put it into several large glass storage jars, being sure to stuff fistfuls into my mouth as I do. But how did it turn out? Was it delicious? Was it amazing? I don't know. Oh well, let's live happily ever after with Floofybutt. I'm taking a late stroll along the beach, walking off my dinner, when I spot a familiar shape in the distance. Major? He begins slinking away, but I'm sure he must have heard me. Hey, wait! Floofybutt stops but makes no move towards me. Oh, Drac, I was just enjoying this lovely evening. It's dark and stormy. Is everything okay? He seems very distracted. Yes, all in good order. I haven't seen you for a while. A paranoid person might think they were being avoided. Well, it's a good thing that you're not paranoid then, isn't it? Ha 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 ha. I suppose so. There was an awkward silence. Well, must be getting on. Mice to catch, you know. There aren't any mice here, Major. Just a turn of phrase, Drac, but I'm sure you have things to be getting on with. Actually, I have some time if you'd care to stroll together. The Ginger Tom shifts uncomfortably. Hey, Almac. The Ginger Tom shifts uncomfortably. Actually, I have other plans. Really? He's not forthcoming with the details, and just as I suspect he's making up excuses, I hear a long, yowling sound coming from the direction of the forest. Then, to my surprise, Floofybutt lets out a similar call, and his demeanor changes. Hi, Elmac, how's it going? Sorry, Drac, I really must go. Oh, I see. No, I didn't finish it yet. Probably this Wednesday I'll finish it, maybe. Ugh, my gosh. There's no voice acting other than me, so my throat really hurts. Oh, how do professionals do this? The penny finally drops, and I realize he has a date with another cat. I feel rather embarrassed. Why, Major? I'm pleased for you. Really? Of course. I must say, I'm glad to have your blessing, Drac. I believe you and I have become good chums over the time we've spent together here. I rather think you would like my new companion. They are so forward-thinking, and they always endeavor to change my lazy prejudices. I think you'd approve. I do, Major. Sounds like you found a real catch. I know a slight feeling of regret rise within me, but try to muster up a smile. Thank you, Drac. You're a good friend. But his eyes are focused on where the sound came from, and I could tell he's itching to go. Have fun, Major. Rather think I will. And off he darts, moving faster than I've seen him move before. I stand still for a moment, watching the place he's disappeared to, and I feel a wave of utter loneliness wash over me. Wow, did I get a bad ending? Man, I must have fucked up. Maybe I should have yelled at him.